afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again to our mathematics clinic, our online regular class that we've been holding for some time now. I want to sincerely believe and hope that we have all been enjoying these wonderful classes as I'm enjoying it. It's such an exciting moment for me. And every Sunday, I look forward to being with you online. At this point, we're moving forward today. I hope you have been helping us to like, share our videos across the world. The goal is to reach as many students as possible across the world. We want to preach the gospel that mathematics is never a magic. Mathematics is not a monster. Students across the world in the past have sat for these exams and they have passed excellently well. So why not? Why can't you also do the same with the right knowledge, with the right approach? So today, as promised, we shall be moving on with another exciting class. The topic for today is fractions and its operations. A lot of us are so familiar with the word fraction, with the topic fraction, but we tend to run away from it. It is nothing serious. So we shall be delving into the topic once again. As we'll be solving questions, related questions to that topic. And as it is the norm, you can bring in your questions. You can bring in your questions to buttress questions that you think you don't understand, that you want to know about fractions and its operations. Today we shall be looking at what is fraction itself. What is fraction? Well, what comes to your mind? What is fraction? Fraction is part of a whole. When they say fraction, fraction simply means part of a whole. Fraction means part of a whole. Meaning, when I have one, I have a bread, a loaf of bread, and in my loaf of bread, 3 people wants to share it equally, or 4 people wants to share equally. 4 people wants to share equally. So each part is part of the fraction. Each part is a fraction of the whole loaf. So fraction, as I said, is what? Is part of a whole, meaning the entire substance is just one. Out of the one, we want to divide it to several portions. So part of a whole is what we call fraction. As we know, fraction has both numerator and denominator, meaning there is a number. For instance, now this shape has been divided into 4 equal parts. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each of them will be 1 out of 4. That is a fraction. Each of them will be 1 out of 4. That is 1 over 4. The number that is on top in a fraction is what is called numerator. We all know that from our primary school days. The number on top is what is called numerator, while the one under is what is called denominator. The one on top is numerator, the one under is denominator. We all know that, right? Moving forward. So a fraction, like I said, is part of a whole. Now, when we have different fractions, how do we know which fraction is bigger than the other fraction? That leads us to what is called ordering of fractions. Ordering of fractions. Ordering of fractions mean I want to write different fractions and I want to know which one is the biggest, which one is the smallest. So I want to know what is the size of fraction. What is the size of fraction? That is what is meant by ordering of fraction. When you order a fraction, meaning you are writing the fraction in its size. Sometimes they will tell you write these fractions in ascending order, meaning you want to write them from the smallest to the highest, or in descending order, you want to write it from the highest to the smallest, whichever way. How do we then know the sizes of fractions? For instance, order the following fractions. Like I said, ordering of fractions simply means writing fractions according to their size. How do we know the size of fraction? For instance, I have 1 over 3, 2 over 5, 4 over 5, 7 over 15. What is the order of this fraction? What is the order of this fraction? To know the order of this fraction, what do? All we need to do is find what is called the LCM. We find the lowest common multiple. Lowest common multiple of the denominators. We find the LCM of the denominators. How do we find the LCM of the denominators? It's a primary school thing. If you still remember it, to find LCM of the denominators, I'll write them as 3, 5, and 15. Those are the three denominators I have. What is their LCM? I'll divide by the smallest factor, which is 3. It would have been 2, but 2 cannot divide any of them, so I'll start dividing by 3. 3 in 3, 1. 3 in 5, 5, because 3 cannot divide 5. 3 in 15, 5. We'll move on. 5 again. 5 in 1, 1. 5 in 5, 1. 5 in 5, 1. That means LCM of 3, 5, and 15 is 3 times 5, giving me 15. So, 15 is the LCM. If 15 is the LCM, I will then go ahead. How many 3 can I see in 15? 5. 5 multiplied by 1, 5. How many 5 can I see in 15? 3. 3 multiplied by 2, 6. How many 5 can I see in 15? 3. 3 times 4, 12. Then how many 15 can I see in 15? 1. 1 times 7, 7. It is these values that we then use to size up the fractions. Out of them, which one is the highest? 12. That means 4 over 5 is the highest of them. 4 over 5 is the highest fraction there. Followed by 7. That means the next fraction is 7 over 15. Followed by 6, which is 2 over 5. And of course, the smallest fraction here will be 1 over 3, according to these values. I have arranged the fractions in descending order. Descending order means I have arranged from the highest to the lowest. It could be in ascending order, meaning I would arrange from the smallest to the highest, meaning it could be 1 over 3, 2 over 5, 7 over 15, and of course 4 over 5. This is in ascending order. This is in ascending order. So, whichever way, ordering of fraction is the arrangement of fraction according to sizes. That taken. Fractions could also be written in their lowest form. For instance, you are asked, write the following fraction in its lowest term. Write the following fractions in its lowest term. Write the following fractions in its lowest term. Write the following fractions in its lowest term. Write the following fraction in its lowest term. 150 over 250 B 81 C 48 over 64. Write the following fractions in their lowest terms. In their lowest terms. For the English people who come and arrest us. Write the following fractions in their lowest terms. So I have 150 divided by 250. 150 over 250. The numerator is 150, the denominator is 250. How do we divide? Here, like I said, half of problem in mathematics is lack of the knowledge of multiplication table. So here, you will need the knowledge of the multiplication table. You will need to go and learn the multiplication table for us to know what are the factors that can divide here. First and foremost, 0 is here, 0 is here, they can cancel out. I'm left with 15 over 25. Next, 5 can divide them. 5 in 15, 3. 5 in 25, 5. I have 3 over 5. Here, there is no number that can divide the two of them any longer. And that makes the lowest term of 150 over 25 to be 3 over 5. Simple as that. B 81 divided by 243. 81 divided by 243. Looking at this, what can divide? The lowest is 3. 3 in 81, 27. 3 in 243, 3 in 24, 8. 3 in 3, 1. What can divide again? 3 can still go. 3 in 27, 9. 3 in 81, 27. From here, 3 can go, but instead of dividing by 3, I'll go ahead and divide by 9. 9 in 9, 1. 9 in 27, 3. So, final answer 1 over 3, because there's no other number that can divide 1 and 3 there. That makes them the lowest term. That's how to divide a fraction to its lowest term. C 48 over 64. start dividing with the smallest factor. 2 in 48, 24. 2 in 64, 32. 2 in 6, 3. 2 in 4, 2. 2 can still go. I'll divide by 4. 4 in 24, 6. 4 in 32, 8. 2 can still divide. 6 over 8. 2 in 6, 3. 2 in 8, 4. Final answer 3 over 4. That is how to reduce a fraction to its lowest term. So here we are, reducing fractions to its lowest term. Moving on without wasting time. I believe we've all gotten that. Moving on without wasting time. What are the types of fractions we have? What are the types of fractions we have? We said a fraction is part of a whole. Yes. So what are the types of fractions we have? In a layman's language, a fraction is a number that has a numerator and denominator. A number above and a number below. In a layman's language. But technically, it is part of a whole. What are the types of fractions we have? Quickly, types of fractions. Types of fractions. For the types of fractions, we have one proper fraction. What is a proper fraction? A proper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is lower than the denominator. Just as the name implies, something is proper. Yes, normal. A 100 kg person wants to carry or wants to lift a 10 kg load. Very simple. That makes it a proper fraction. So, proper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is lower than the denominator, e.g. 1 over 3, 10 over 15, 4 over 9, 8 over 20, 6 over 12, 1 over 2, and so on and so forth. All these are proper fractions. They are fractions where the numerator is lower than the denominator. Moving on. Next is improper fraction, opposite of the first one. Improper fraction. What is an improper fraction? An improper fraction is a fraction opposite of this, where the numerator is bigger or larger than the denominator. When the numerator is larger than the denominator. E.g. 8 over 2, 5 over 3, 10 over 4, 16 over 7, 23 over 2. All these are improper fractions. All these are improper fractions. 3. Mixed fraction. Mixed fraction. Those things you were not paying attention to. I want to believe you are beginning to get them now. Oh, this was what that man was saying. Oh, this was what that woman was explaining. Yes, this was what we explained, but you did not actually listen then. I want to believe you are getting them now. So, mixed fraction. What is a mixed fraction? A mixed fraction is a fraction that has a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Let me come again. A mixed fraction is a fraction that combines a whole number with a proper fraction. A fraction that combines a whole number with a proper fraction. A number that combines a whole number with a proper fraction, e.g., 2 whole number 2 over 3, 5 whole number 1 over 10, 7 whole number 8 over 12. All these are mixed fractions. Note, mixed fractions can be gotten from improper fraction. In fact, when you are working questions in fraction and your final answer is giving you an improper fraction, the right thing to do is to change it to mixed fraction and return it as your final answer. Never should you leave your answer as an improper fraction when you are working questions in fraction. Hope that is taken. So, to get mixed fraction from improper fraction is very simple. How do we do it? To convert improper fraction to mixed fraction. For instance, there I have it over 2. How do I convert to mixed fraction? Very simple. How many 2 can I see in 8? I would say 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 will be the whole number. What am I left with? 8 divided by 2 is... Okay, let's not use this because this will not give us normal fraction. Let's use 5 over 3. 5 over 3. What we do is 5 divided by 3. 5 divided by 3. How many 3 can I see in 5? That is 1. That will be your whole number. Remaining what? If I remove 3 out of 5, what am I left with? I'm left with 2, then all over 3. So 5 over 3 is the same thing as 1 whole number 2 over 3. That's how to get a mixed fraction from an improper fraction. Quite simple. Quite simple. Quite simple. What next? Another example there. I have 10 over 4. 10 over 4. What I'll do is, how many 4 can I see in 10? 10 divided by 4. 10 divided by 4. How many 4 can I see in 10? That is 2 whole number. Remainder 2. If I remove 4 out of 10, I'll be left with 2. Remainder 4. 2 can divide 4. I won't leave my answer like that. I'll say 2 into 1. 2 in 4, 2. So 2 whole number 1 over 2. That is 10 over 4. Changed to mixed fraction. So that is the types of fractions we have. That is the types of fractions that we have. Proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Next, the real gist. Or before we move into the real gist, we can also convert fraction to decimal. Likewise, decimal can be converted to fraction before we move into basic operations in fraction, which is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let us quickly go into how to convert fraction to a decimal and how to convert a decimal to fraction. How do we change fraction to decimal and decimal back to fraction? Quite simple. Converting fraction to decimal, then decimal back to fraction. Converting fraction to decimal. convert the following fractions to decimal. For the case of people who are novices, decimal is just a number with points. Any number that you write that has points is a decimal. 1.2234, that's a decimal. 0.86, that's a decimal. So, how do we convert? A, convert the following fractions to decimal. 3/7. B, 8/5. C, 7/10. Convert to decimal. How do we do it? You do this by using long division method. How many of us remember that method? Yes, that same one that used to be very long. Yes, it's the same method we are going to apply. How do we convert this fraction to decimal? So, we'll draw a box, bring the numerator into the box, bring the denominator outside. Denominator is the divisor, while numerator is the number we are dividing. The number to be divided is in numerator, is the one going into the box, while the one we want to use to divide is the one that will come outside. So, what do we do? 7 in 3. How many 7 can we see in 3? How many 7 can we see in 3? It is not possible. Because it's not possible, we will write 0. What next? Since 7 cannot divide 3, we will then put decimal point in our answer. I will add 0 to the 3. For every time I put a decimal point, I must add a 0 to the number we are dividing. Clear? Yes. So how many 7 can we see in 30 now? How many 7 can we see in 30 now? From our multiplication table, 7 in 30 will give me 4. So I'll go ahead, 4 times 7, that's 28. 30 minus 28, that is 2. How many 7 can I see in 2? It's impossible again. Decimal point is already there, so I'll place another 0, making 20 now. How many 7 can I see in 20? How many 7 in 20? That is 2. 2 times 7, 14. 20 minus 14, 6. 7 in 6 is still not possible. Put another 0, making 60, because there is a decimal point there. How many 7 can I see in 60? From our multiplication table, 8. 8 times 7, 56. 60 minus 56, 4. 7 in 4 again is not possible. I'll put another 0. 7 in 40, 5. 5 times 7, 35. 40 minus 35, 5. If you continue like that. It continues. It's a fraction that is endless. So, you'd rather just stop and say your answer is 0.3/7 is equal to 0.4285. Question might ask you to approximate to 1 decimal place, to 2 decimal place. That topic is not for this context. In some other time, we'll be treating that. So, that is how to convert. I have converted this decimal to a fraction. It has become 0.4285. Very simple. Moving on. B 8/5. The same thing we did there, we do here. 8 is the one we are dividing. 5 is the divisor. So 5 outside, 8 inside. How many 5 can I see in 8? That is 1. 1 times 5, 5. 8 minus 5, 3. We move on. How many 5 can I see in 3? Not how many 3 can I see in 5, because people make the mistake. No, we are using 5 to divide 3. So how many 5 can I see in 3? Not possible. I'll place my point. I'll place 0. Somebody asked me. Here, 7 could not divide 3, but we wrote 0. We are writing 0 here because this was the first number we are dividing. That was why we had to write 0. so as to continue by placing point after the after 0, then place 0 after 3. So the same thing here. 5 in 3 is not the first number. That is why we are not writing 0. So we put decimal point, we put 0. 5 in 30 now. 5 in 30. 5 in 30 is 6. 6 times 5, 30. If you subtract 30 minus 30, that gives you 0. So 8 over 5 is equal to 1.6 in decimal. Very simple. That's how to convert a fraction to decimal. C 7 over 10. 7 over 10. To convert to decimal, the same thing. 7 in, 10 out. How many 10 can you see in 7? Like we did the first time. 10 cannot divide 7. So what do? We would say 0. 0, then put a point, put 0 in front of 7, making 70 now. How many 10 can you see in 70? That is 7. 7 times 10, 70. 70 minus 30 is 0. So 7 over 10 is equal to 0.7. Quite simple. So this is how to convert fraction to decimal. We can also convert decimal to fraction. We can also convert decimal to fraction. Let's see how it is done. Convert the following decimal to fractions in their lowest term. Convert the following decimals to fraction in their lowest term. In their lowest term, 0.42, B 2.8, C 0.625. Convert them to fraction in their lowest terms. Convert them to fraction in their lowest terms. A 0.42. How do we do that? First thing you do is you will write out all the natural numbers, all the significant numbers. Significant numbers in a decimal are numbers between 1 and 9. Any number between 1 and 9 that you see here are significant. So long 0 is not at the back. 0 is insignificant in a decimal. Especially when the 0 is not in between two significant numbers. For instance, I have 0.42, 0.042, or 0.402. These zeros are insignificant because they are behind numbers that are significant. But this 0 is between 4 and 2. This 0 becomes significant. So, if you are writing out significant numbers now, 0 here must be included. But the zeros here are insignificant, so they won't be included. I hope that is clear. Yes. Using that knowledge, we then want to write 0.42 as a fraction. We go ahead and say 42. That is the significant numbers I can see. They will form my numerator of the fraction. Then how do I form the denominator of the fraction? Very simple. I'll go ahead. I will use decimal point represent as 1. Very simple. Like I said, mathematics is never magic. It is techniques and rules. So decimal point will be written as 1. The significant, all the numbers, including the significant and insignificant, all the numbers in front of decimal point will be represented as 0. Let me come again. When I'm writing the numerator, you will write out only the significant numbers. 4, 2. If there is a 0 behind 4, it will not count. I hope that is clear. So only the significant numbers will form the numerator. Then we'll go ahead. The denominator will then be formed. The decimal point will form 1 first. Then every number, including the significant and the insignificant, you write them as 0. So how many numbers are after this decimal point? 2 numbers. So this becomes 0, 0. That fraction becomes 42 over 100. It is not magic. I know what you're thinking. It is not magic. It is just rules and techniques. So now it is in fraction form, but it is not in its lowest term. So I have to divide to make it in its lowest term. So 2 can divide the 2 of them. When I'm dividing with the same thing. Remember, 2 in 42, that is 21. 2 in 100, that is 50. Nothing can divide them again, and that becomes the final answer. 21 over 50. B 2.8. I want to change 2.8 to decimal. To fraction. When I'm doing this, I said write out all the significant numbers as numerator. So 2 and 8 are significant. So I'll write out 28 as my numerator. Over decimal point change to 1. How many number is after the decimal point? Just 1. So this becomes 28 over 10. Simple. Simple. Now it is in fraction form. We have to change to lowest term by dividing. What can divide the 2 of them? 2. 2 in 28. That is 14. 2 in 10. That is 5. Nothing can divide them again. Like I said, what kind of fraction is this? If you remember, when the numerator is bigger than the denominator, that is an improper fraction. Definitely. Improper fraction, do not leave your answer like that. You must change to mixed fraction. How many 5 can I see in 14? 2. Left with remainder 4 all over 5. So 2.8 has been changed to 2 number 4 over 5. That's the mixed fraction. Quite simple and easy, if you ask me. The third one, 0.625. I'm changing to fraction. How? Like I said, the numerator will be all the significant numbers, that is 625 over decimal points change to 1. How many numbers are after the decimal point? 3 numbers, so 1, 0, 0, 0. That makes 625 over 1000. That is the fraction, but it is not in its lowest form, so we have to divide. 5 can divide. 5 in 6, 1. 5 in 2, 0. 5 in 25, 5. Over the same 5. 5 in 1000, that is 500. 5 can still divide. 5 in 105, that is 21. 5 in 500, that is 100. So with this, nothing can divide them again, and that becomes the final answer, 21 over 100. We'll leave our answer like that because it's a proper fraction. We couldn't leave like this because this was an improper fraction. I said when you get your fraction answer and it is improper, you must change it to mixed fraction. That is what happened. Hope it is clear enough. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. These are just the little things to play around with fraction. Now, let us move into the major topic, the major aspect of this topic, which is basic operations in fraction. What are the basic operations we're talking about? The basic operations we'll be looking at are we'll be talking about addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction. Then multiplication. Then division. These are the basic operations we'll be looking at this afternoon. At this point, thank you very much for joining us at this class. I want to sincerely thank you and say God bless you so much. While we have this, we're going to be going on a minute break so that when we come back, we'll delve straight into these topics, these basic operations. For now, let us take a few seconds to sip some water and then we'll continue. Thank you very much. God bless you.